Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself.
Well, as you can see, we've already started here.
For the ultimate model of consistency and longevity, there is the perfect example in front of us.
Javier Zanetti goes on forever, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, that's why they call him the tractor. He just ploughs on and on with boundless energy.
Well read, and the danger is averted. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Cruyff. Now Ronaldinho.
Can he spark a counter here? And it's Messi. Opportunity for Arsenal to break. Nesta. Now he's got space here. And no, that was never going to make it. Nedved.
Thuram. A few interesting forays forward, but so far they haven't amounted to much.
Nesta. And it's Gattuso for Messi.
Thuram.
And it's Gattuso.
First quarter of an hour gone.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
Davids did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Played into space.
Oh, that looks a cracking ball.
Ferdinand gets across to intercept that. And he's managed to get rid. Pele, the specialist in tearing teams apart. Maldini.
And here's the chance to counter.
Pinches it off him. Looking for the run. Gattuso. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Varane promptly onto that, and that is that.
Cruyff.
And it's Messi. Probing pass. Shot.
Can he finish? And one more try!
He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Cameroon are in front now, the game's only goal.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Arsenal are seeing plenty of the ball, but for now they trail.
Zola.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. It's a pretty loose pass. Davids, nice looking ball.
Oh, that's clever.
Czech breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Ferdinand. Gattuso is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Beckenbauer.
Cruyff.
And it's Ronaldinho. Cameroon trying to orchestrate a breakaway here by the looks of it.
Well, I would say that this is probably the easiest way to play the game, because you try and absorb in numbers defensively, and then you look to hit it with a long ball quickly on the counter-attack to get your men in behind the opposition defence.
Just looking for that one telling pass.
Could move up a gear here.
Neatly clipped into space.
That could spell trouble.
Oh, the touch is just too thick. Could really have done without that.
Yeah, it all looked so promising until unexpected sloppiness intervened.
Messi. Gattuso. Zola. Messi. Very much a man of this moment. Cruyff goes on a run down the left wing. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick. That has not gone well. Rafael Varane. And it's Davids. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Ronaldinho. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. There's the whistle for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Arsenal really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm.
It's Pele! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
He rises! He's missed, but not by that far.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Zanetti. Searching pass he's played there. Messi looking to run onto it. Zanetti gets into a good position. Nesta is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Thuram. That's Nedved. Davids. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Gullit. Cruyff! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
That's great reading of the game, and it led to a decent chance. Cracking aggression.
Ferdinand. Gullit concedes a free kick for that. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Nesta. Maldini. Cameroon are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
He really is being given no time to think on the ball now.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now. Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to go.
Oh, shooting chance! So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to level this.
Thuram. Played out towards the right wing. Out towards the flank. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, the manager must be thinking to...
He's having a shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Zola really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Changement pour le Cameroun. Le numéro
Arsenal
14,
have their second
le
corner
numéro
now.
22, Ronaldinho. Le numéro 19.
There's the
Messi.
header!
Le
It's
numéro
loose now,
26.
they want to get it back.
À leur place,
Well,
le numéro
that's certainly
18.
more like it. They
Le
can't let
numéro
the
4.
intensity drop now,
Le
Peter.
numéro 11.
They're coming again
numéro
and
15.
again.
I
Attention,
think they just have to keep
changement.
forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
No foul, says the referee. Zanetti, the man synonymous with solidity. No, he's just misjudged that one.
Thuram.
Iniesta.
This is the time you need that pace.
Played into space. Ferdinand deals with that comfortably. Edmilson is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now it's Del Piero. Nice interception, well timed.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Zanetti. So what can they make of this? Well, that looks a decent ball. And this is Hullet. Strong challenge. That could leave a mark. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Arsenal are in dire need of a breakthrough. Can they?
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves.
Del Piero is someone with real dynamite in his boots.
Look, this is so frustrating. Passing without any end product is just passing time.
Adriano unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Not too much more here than seeing out time, and time is very nearly seen out. And that is a little undercooked. Now, can they get him away? Cantona is onto it in a flash. And they're quick to get it back. And this is Adriano. Caught offside that time.
Cameroon can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Nesta. And Mateus. Baggio is onto this.
Il
Ball
y
is
aura
bounced
2 minutes
loose
de
now.
temps additionnel.
Edmilson. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And it's Iniesta. No way through there. And time is up. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. And as you can see, we've already started here. Picked out brilliantly. And Bronkhorst. Looking for the run, and he's in on goal. Shot, surely! And that has fair fizzed. Cameroon with the corner, they're first. Oh, well played. And that was very necessary.
Well, Peter, I'm looking forward to seeing a player who has brought...
Can he finish? Goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was...
And Messi! Oh, nicely intercepted. Messi. Looking to play him in. Bullet. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. It's come to nothing. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. That ball looks a good one. Real chance! Gattuso.
Arsenal really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Played out wide. Nedved will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Nice sequence of passes, this. Varane did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Thuram has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Thuram. Gattuso. Decent progress down the left. Cameroon look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. When they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible.
Shoots! He scored! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
Shapes to shoot! And yes, it's there! And they've got their lead back. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Nesta. Maldini. Zola is wide and looking to get onto this. Roberto Carlos is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Good ball over the top. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Pele. Now it's Nedved. Zola. Messi. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Varane gets over and intercepts. And that's gone route one. That is good alertness. Now that looks a decent ball. Messi is on his own. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. Cameroon have their second corner now. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. 5 minutes till the break. The muscular approach does pay off here. Bergomi has been caught there, it's a foul. Played into space. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Could move up a gear here. Beckenbauer. No way through. Roberto Carlos. Now it's Ronaldinho. And it's Roberto Carlos. And the through ball. He's got full. It's in! And there's the goal they've been looking for. And we've reached half-time.
Attention, attention, le trafic risque d'être très dense dès le coup de sifflet final.
That gets things going for the second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
And a chance! Oh, taken with style. The second half sparked straight into life. How very smart. He just got it right.
Pele really has looked sharp, hasn't he? I get the feeling he fancies himself against this defence now.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
And this is Zola. Zanetti calmly anticipates. Rafael Varane. Now he's got space here.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Corner given. Corner number 3 coming up. Roberto Carlos, he gets big! Firm header, just off target.
He did so well there, it's just a shame about the accuracy.
Ferdinand is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Nedved looking to get on the end of this. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Aimed beyond the defence. Ball's out once more. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Messi. 60 minutes played.
Well, it really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
And it's Cruyff. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively. Arsenal may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them.
Thuram.
Always on the lookout for any signs of danger. And Bronkhorst. And that's been intercepted, and that's gone loose.
Oh, great feat, that.
You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
Delivers the ball.
Well, that kind of touch usually leads to a mouthful from several angles.
Changement pour le Cameroun. Le numéro 14.
So, time for changes
Le numéro
on
19.
both sides, actually.
Messi. Le
Nesta.
numéro 22.
And it's Ferdinand.
Ronaldinho. Le numéro 11.
To Thuram.
À leur place, le
And
numéro
he's
18.
intervened well there.
Le numéro
And it's
4.
Gullit.
Le
You
numéro
can never
20.
be short of runners in the space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Gattuso. Arsenal looking to pass their way through. Zanetti. He's picked his way through. Flings in across.
Cameroon surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Gattuso. Iniesta. Oh, that's a key interception. Cantona. Zanetti. And it's O'Shea. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And that is out and behind. It's a good block.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Cleared without hesitation. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. That's a decent clearance. Back in once more. And he's there to clear it. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
All they need is one big chance, and it may do the trick.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. That's a throw.
Thuram.
No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Bergomi.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Arsenal can breathe again, just.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a
Il
little
y aura 2
concern.
minutes de temps additionnel.
Time added on will be 2 minutes. Now it's Ronaldinho, and he welcomes it in. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, that was intense, an enjoyable contest that either could easily have won, ultimately decided by just... Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. And already we're underway here. And having a look at the lineups here, it looks very much, Jim, like a 5-4-1.
Well, a reinforced rearguard, Peter, and a compact midfield probably suggests that they're focusing much on giving very little away. I think if you commit to that, then you really can't afford to concede, because it clearly demands a quick change in approach if you do, which isn't always easy, because in the build-up to this, believe me, they'll have been working principally on organisation and shape in training, and it's not easy just to suddenly come out of that.
Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Well, those of you who followed English football around the turn of the century will certainly know this man well. He is, of course, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, another fine Dutch import who claimed his fair share of trophies whilst on these shores.
And later on in the continent too, Peter. He never really struck me as a flashy player, but rather a model of consistency, adaptability and intelligence. He excelled in one of the hardest roles in the game.
A role, of course, you know very well, Jim. Van Bronckhorst, an incredibly influential player, and it is no surprise that he's worn that famous orange shirt. It's a mighty effort!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Arsenal are looking to break at pace.
Thuram.
That's headed upfield. Nesta cuts out the pass. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Arsenal, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Not the most accurate pass. That's a throw. Ferdinand is very much of the none-shall-pass school of defending. Roberto Carlos. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Oh, easy pickings there. And it's Messi. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Beckenbauer did incur the wrath of the referee and has earned himself a booking in the process.
Yeah, and the whole stadium knew that was coming, apart from him, it seems.
That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Now it's Pelé. Varane gets across to intercept that. Cruyff now looking to orchestrate a counter. Showing great feet there. Van Bronckhorst. Van Bronckhorst is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. Roberto Carlos could try cutting inside here. Nesta gets it away. Gullit. Now, who's going to be first to this? Messi. Zola. Messi. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Van Bronckhorst. And it's Cruyff. Tries a deft little... And a chance! And it's a goal!
Well, when it's pieced together as efficiently as that, it's a joy to watch.
Cameroon have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
He's trying to hit the front line here. Maldini. Messi. Van Bronckhorst can see things others simply cannot. Now he's got space here. Well, that looks a cracking ball. And this is Cruyff.
Arsenal certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Gattuso. Messi. Bergomi. And it's Ed Nielsen. Van Bronckhorst. Oh, delightful ball. And he's picked it up out wide. Roberto Carlos. Gattuso. Nedved. And they can counter here. Pelé. Now it's Messi. Great pitch, shot a goal! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Gullit is onto it in a flash.
Additionnel, 1 minute.
And that has put paid to that.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And it's gone back to the keeper. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Chers spectateurs, je vais vous demander de souhaiter un excellent anniversaire au gardien du stade.
There's the start of the second half.
Arsenal really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Zola. And it's Gullit. Out to the right. Defending was strong and firm. Thuram, the man that is tenacity personified. And it's Varane. It's Bergomi. Zola. And here's Hullet. Zanetti. Cruyff. Nicely spread. Zanetti gets into a good position. And he's cleared it back out. Pele.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Now it's Nedved. Nedved. Very nicely done. Pele. And he's cut it out.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Oh, that's well spotted. Messi going face-to-face with his great rival. Pele has given away a free kick. Gattuso. Cameroon are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And it's Gattuso. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
I don't think you need to be an expert lip reader to know what's being said here.
Oh, shooting chance! Arsenal have their second corner now. That's gone all the way through to the keeper.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Chance, surely! It's in! And this is getting better and better.
Oh, Peter, it's a lovely piece of deception in shaping to whack it and then opting for a lovely little lob.
Cameroon are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
A noticeable change in the approach to defending here. Much more in your face.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Hullet. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Now it's Cruyff. Arsenal needed that. They really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Hullet. Just about up to 75 minutes. Beckenbauer. Zola. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Quality ball. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Zanetti swings it up, climbs up big! Oh, it looked like 3-0 for sure.
Well, judging by his reaction, he clearly feels he should have made more of it, but he's looking very much like the big threat at the moment.
Pour le remplacer, le numéro 24.
Nesta. Thuram. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Oh, no question, that's a foul. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Changement pour
So,
le
time for
Cameroun.
changes on
Le
both
numéro
sides,
14,
actually.
Le numéro 9. Le numéro 15. À
Thuram.
leur place, le numéro 18. Le numéro 4. Le numéro 3.
Stas!
O'Shea.
He scored! And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
Threads one in. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. And this is a great chance to get themselves back square. He's gone for goal! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post.
Arsenal really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
What a throw in. Zanetti. Adriano is carrying after that one. Mateus. Nice sequence of passes, this. Can he get a big chance? They've done it! We thought it was over. It's all square once more. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Temps additionnel, 5 minutes.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Well, those players out there must be exhausted now, Peter, but at least they have momentum, which augurs well if this goes to extra time.
He's going to be disappointed with that. Tries to pass it through. Nicely weighted ball. Strong challenge. That could leave a mark. Adriano is onto it in a flash. Thuram kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. He's in a great position here. 90 minutes up, and we will be back for extra time.
Well, look, this has been a hard-fought encounter, Peter, so mistakes are far more likely over the next 30 minutes.
So to clarify, extra time will follow.
Changement pour le Cameroun. Le numéro 8. Roberto
Stern
Carlos.
test this for
Le
the
numéro 10.
endurance, for the character of the players as we head into
À leur
extra
place,
time.
Le numéro 22.
Arsenal displayed great
Ronaldinho.
character to force
Le
extra
numéro
time
13.
from what looked a pretty
Changement.
ominous situation. The question now is, can they go on to win it? It is doable. Cantona gets a foot in here. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Some really good ball movement. And the shot! And that is doing no harm at all.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Nesta. Mateus. Now it's Kvaratskhelia. And he's being shifted off it. O'Shea. Adriano dominates aerially so often. Chance here to counter. Can he get it through? Mateus. He's away. That is a crunching tackle. Adriano. And the counter is on. Floated through. And he shoots! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
Cleared away. And now they can spring out of defence. Well, that pass isn't the best. Half-time, extra time. Well, it has been a punishing game, both physically and mentally. But does either team have what it takes to find a winner? And so the last chance to find a winner. This has been enthralling. So what do the last 15 minutes have left? Gattuso, and the pass is intercepted. Now, what about a counter-attack? Guardiola.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Cruyff, Mateus, Cruyff. Oh, nice touch. And it's Thuram. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Looking for the run, and there's his chance to lead the counter. Tries to play it through. Little doubt, that is a foul. Well, that's a booking, always looked it.
Changement pour le Cameroun. Le numéro 19, Messi. À sa place, le numéro 44, Odo.
A hefty challenge, but fair enough. No foul, says the referee. Ronaldinho. And it's Odo. Cantona, the specialist in tearing teams apart. Brilliantly cut out.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to set...
Chance for a shot! Yes, he's done it! And that has raised the roof! It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Odo demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just...
Tries a shot! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Temps additionnel, 1 minute.
Well, that looks a decent ball. Guardiola picks it up out wide. And that will be it. Well, that turned out to be quite a game. Both sides committed, determined, driven. And whilst you might argue to the contrary, perhaps... Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it.
Oh, that is asking for trouble.
The ball is loose and the chase is on. He is just caressing the ball.
Hit into the middle.
That has been knocked clear. Now, what about a counter-attack?
Thuram goes sliding in.
And Bronkhorst. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it. I've always been a fan of Giovanni van Bronckhorst, someone who excels both as a defensive midfielder and the fullback. He's going to have to be busy in trying to cover both positions while ensuring that the team keeps its overall shape.
He is that kind of player, one who any team cannot have enough of in this day and age.
Exactly. We all know how astute and smart he is defensively, but he also adds a touch of class with the way he can carry the ball up the pitch. He's a good source of assists too. Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Van Bronckhorst. Nedved. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start.
Goes for a shot! And how good was that? A finish right from the top draw. And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
It's almost poetry in motion, Peter, isn't it? The way he wraps his foot round the ball so effortlessly. Amazing.
And the shot! It's a goal! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
That was a given. It always was.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
Arsenal grab the equaliser and we're all square.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Pullet cuts a frustrated figure right now, he just cannot get away.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
Roberto Carlos.
Van Bronckhorst. Lam is one whose deliveries we all know about. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Knocks it into space, and this is Pele.
He's through, now is he in? He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. Arsenal have themselves a chance from the spot. Ball on the spot, can he? Great save by Dida. Oh, he's missed it.
It really wasn't a confident penalty, Peter. It was almost like he was trying too hard to second-guess what the keeper was trying to do.
Cameroon are looking to go forward now. He steps in, and that's the end of that.
That's good running with the ball. Hullet.
Played with finesse. Czech gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Gattuso. And it's Messi. He's under a lot of pressure there. Van Bronckhorst.
Shoots! It's in! And they're back in front! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
He won't be happy with that one. Dink through, and this is Cruyff.
Pull it.
Nedved conjures time and space where few can.
Roberto Carlos.
They get a throw in. And he goes cross-field. Messi. And he's forced to go back.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Cruyff.
Messi.
Cruyff.
Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Gattuso is one of those players who's known for...
And he shoots!
He's not got that quite right. And this is Cruyff. There's the whistle for half-time.
So engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of signs to suggest this will turn out to be a really good one.
Well, neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
And we are already promptly back underway.
Arsenal can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
O'Shea has been shown a yellow card for that offence, just to confirm. Hullet. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking.
Well, it's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with.
And that's the end of that. It all started well enough.
Oh no, what has happened here? He might be... Hullet! It's in! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
I wonder if the manager is tempted to go for another and really kill the game off completely. I, for one, think he should now.
Lam.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
And he's being shifted off it. Gattuso cannot be beaten that easily. Pele is being harried and hassled.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the process, Peter.
And it's Cruyff. O'Shea. Gattuso. Zola. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Triol. Pull it. And here's Cruyff. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Now it's Pele. Could move up a gear here. Zanetti. And here's Hullet. And they're back on the ball again. Oh, it's a great ball here. Incoming delivery. Up he goes! Oh, he's hit the bar! He's missed, but not by that far.
Oh, maybe it was one of those moments when he just caught it too well.
Le numéro 11, le numéro 19, Messi. À leur place,
Thuram.
le numéro 22, Ronaldinho.
And it's Messi.
Le numéro 24,
Aimed
le
beyond the
numéro
defence.
44.
Oh, nice touch. Messi. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Long ball upfield. Gattuso. Little pass back. And the counter is on. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Now it's Cruyff, and it's Otto. Messi. Now it's Pele, and this is Zola. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Gattuso. Zola. And Mateus. Ronaldinho looking to be a menace in the final third. Nedved. Now it's Messi. And that could set him on his way. Oh, he's bustling through here. No foul, says the referee. And that is a little... Takes the shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Played out to the left flank. And it's Nedved. Gattuso. Messi. Zola. He's found some space. Oh, that's horribly mistimed, and it's given. Penalty. So a big chance now from 12 yards.
Le numéro 3,
Dealing with the pressure.
O'Shea. Pour le remplacer, le numéro 15.
And that's one back. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
You know, he would have been embarrassed had the keeper held his position then.
Arsenal give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get. They've got to make this nice and quick.
Roberto Carlos with... And that will be the final act. Arsenal can justifiably find this a hard one to swallow. They gave it their all, but ultimately they have fallen... So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. The action has already started.
Well, look, it's going to be a very hard job to make sure that the lone man up front doesn't get isolated.
Well, that is the obvious worry, isn't it?
Yeah, usually managers play a compact midfield when trying not to give away space, but it gives you little scope when trying to create and exploit space yourself.
So emphasis very much on defence.
Absolutely.
Now, can they get him away? That's a shade optimistic. And that has left him in a heap. Tries to pass it through. Adriano. That's an excellent interception. Oh, it's gone in!
That can happen to anyone. It's truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is. It's a huge moment for the game and a shocking moment for him personally, but it happened at the best possible time. This is recoverable.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Well, that's something you don't expect at a match like this, but I guess you have to take whatever way it comes, and very gratefully.
That's a delicate pass. Turan. Nicely shaped ball. And he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Vieira. Can he get on the end of this? Well read, nice interception.
Arsenal are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Bergomi. Thinks about the shot. And he whips it in. There's a look and plays it forward. Cruyff. And that's been won straight back. Now it's Cruyff. Cruyff shapes to shoot! Oh, taken with style! Arsenal are level. How very smart. He just got it right.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
Arsenal grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Well, it's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Rafael Varane. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. That's a sharp pass. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. He's got tall. He'll want to be quick to recover this. Messi. Arsenal are looking to break at pace. Cameroon look happy to sit back for the moment here.
Yeah, everything they're doing screams counter-attack, but it's a long counter-attack. when they win it back, they're not wasting any time. They're just trying to get the runners away as quickly as possible. Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Bergomi has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. He's being urged to shoot. And this is Hullet. Yeah. Best. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Maldini. Arsenal do have a chance to counter here. Hullet. And it's Cruyff. Cameroon looking to pass their way through. Oh, and the shot! He scored! Into the lead once more. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Cameroon are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Cameroon go into the lead. Nesta. Mateus. Oh, can he get onto this? Lahm promptly onto that, and that is that. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Now it's Hullet.
Temps additionnel.
Threads one in.
1 minute.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Lahm.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And we hit half-time. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time.
The own goal was symptomatic of their first half performance. They're not at it.
Sur le plan principal. Je vous remercie.
Here we go again.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Pinches it off him. Adriano. Looking to play him in. Adriano. Arsenal can breathe again. Just.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Ball is over the line. And he's managed to gift it back. Hullet. Van Bronckhorst can so cleverly bypass the press. Big chance! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Zola has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
He's tried one! And that is wildly off target.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
Roberto Carlos cuts out the pass. Oh, this looks sharp. Cameroon appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
A noticeable change in the approach to defending here. Much more in your face.
Well, they seem intent on marking them out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Zola was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And this is Cruyff. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now. Right here, right now, it's not looking favourable. They're chasing the ball and the game.
Adriano is onto it in a flash. Adriano strokes it back.
Modern football for you and all.
He's having a shot! It's in! And there's the goal they've been looking for. More or less by himself, as cool as you like.
Peter, I can tell you, that was nothing short of a cold-blooded execution.
À sa place, le numéro 24.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
Now it's Cantona. Ambitious ball here. Vieira. Arsenal still have the cards to affect this game. Now it's Pelé. Neither of these two want to come off second best. The referee's awarded a free kick. Ronaldinho. Cantona. A probing pass. And it's made its way to him. Beckenbauer. Kvaratskhelia. Now, what about a counter-attack? He's found a way through. And he's there to make the challenge. Now, who's going to be first to this? Kvaratskhelia proves just a little bit too strong. Now it's Cantona.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Adriano. Van Bronckhorst. And Guardiol. Passing is crisp and sharp. Unrelenting, uncompromising pressure on him. And that's a... There's the shot! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are cruising away.
Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
Cameroon grab a 3-goal lead. It's just too easy. Thuram. Vieira. Beckenbauer. Zanetti does well to get it back. Now, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Changement pour le Cameroun. Le numéro 11. Pour le remplacer, le numéro 3. Ocher.
Beckenbauer. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. That's the keeper's ball. And here's the chance to counter. He's picked his way through. Oh, that's a fine interception. Beckenbauer. And the pass is intercepted. Guardiol. Lovely pass, but can he get... And the finish! Sticks it away! Over the hills and far away! No catching them now! Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, it always comes down to the telling final pass, and that was a beauty.
Cameroon are having a ball here. Thuram makes the interception. And it's Nedved. Bergomi kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Played into space. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And time is up. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps. The winners were so good at times.